Meet the Watts family from Colorado, USA. Husband Christopher Watts, 33, and his beautiful wife Shanann, 34. They have two lovely children, 4-year-old Bella and 3-year-old Celeste, also known as Cece. By all appearances, happy and in love with a nice home, good jobs, and the all-American happy family dream. Unfortunately, Chris Watts had a secret. He had a mistress at work named Nicole Kessinger, a geologist who worked at the same company as Chris. What she knew is questionable. She said she was told by Chris they were getting a divorce, but he didn't mention a third baby on the way. And yet they had a whirlwind affair starting in June of 2018. And during that time, she Googled Shanann, wedding dresses, will he leave his wife? She was said to be very emotional. They had a teenage type antics between them. And she had told Chris she wanted to be able to give him his first baby boy. Shanann was 15 weeks pregnant with their son Nico, as Chris had wanted Shanann to have another child.
We did it again. I like that shirt. Really?
Really?
At 1:48 a.m. on August 13th, 2018, Shanann had come home from a business trip. Chris said that upon getting in bed, Shanann had expected intimacy. Afterwards, leaving Shanann asleep, he went into the kids' bedroom and put pillows over their face to suffocate them. He returned to the bedroom where he says he woke Shanann to tell her that he didn't want to be married anymore. She said there must be someone else. She cries. He says that she said he will never see his kids again. Remember, he already thinks his kids are dead at this point. He said this enraged him and he strangled Shanann. In letters he wrote from prison, Chris had said, and I quote, "Isn't it weird how I look back and what I remember so much is her face getting all black with streaks of mascara. Her eyes filled with blood as she looked at me and she died. I knew she was gone when she relieved herself." To his shock, Bella came into the bedroom and upon seeing her mom asked what's wrong with her. Her eyes were bruised. He wrapped Shanann's body in a blanket from their bed and put her in the back seat of the truck. He then put the two girls in the back seat with her. There was a 40-mile drive to his workplace to an oil field. He said the girls slept on and off, touching each other and complaining about the smell. Shanann was on the floor. When he got to the worksite, he buried Shanann in a shallow grave. In a confession letter written from jail, Watts said he tossed Shanann's body face first into the hole, forcing her to partially give birth to their dead fetus. He took the blanket that Cece was holding and smothered her and put her through an 8-inch hatch in an oil tank. Christopher had said, and I quote, "I couldn't believe how easy it was to just let her drop through the hole and let her go. I heard the splash as she hit the oil." He turned next to his 4-year-old Bella, and about this Christopher said, and I quote, "Little, quiet Bella had a will to live. Out of all three, Bella is the only one that put up a fight. Her last words were, 'Daddy, no.'" He then placed her in the oil drum, but she was larger than Cece and had to be forced a little. On the morning of August 14th, Shanann and the girls were reported missing by Nicole Atkinson, best friend and co-worker, who became concerned about Shanann missing a scheduled obstetrician and gynecological appointment and failed to return her text messages. On November 6, 2018, Watt pleaded guilty to multiple counts of first-degree murder as part of a plea deal when the death penalty was removed from the sentencing. He was sentenced to 5 life sentences without the possibility of parole. He said he talks to pictures of his wife and kids every day and every night. Nicole Kessinger is said to have moved on. Some say she went into the witness protection with a new name. There are rumors that she contacted Chris Watts in jail under a new name, which he wasn't allowed to have contact with her. This led to his emails and such being checked. This is not confirmed. Where she is not easily known, but rumor is she is with fellow geologist. She started to date after Chris. What's true or not is unknown. But I do have questions. Good morning, everybody. It's 9 from Nine's Corner. It is 1:38 a.m. here now. So I'm in my, purple Barney comforter blanket that you will find me most days on cold days. But I literally just finished watching a bunch of videos on YouTube. You go down the rabbit hole, and I was watching about Chris Watts and his family. So I got inspired to do a reading. I have to do a reading. And then I thought, I'll record it. Then I realized my husband's in bed. I can't go in there. And then I thought, oh no, I'm not going to do the reading. But I'm really I really need to get the reading done. So I thought, I'll put my purple comforter on and we'll do the reading together. Now I'm just going to go straight into the reading. Hopefully before I put this video out, I'll do some kind of intro, especially for anybody who hasn't heard about this story. I've heard about it, like bits and pieces and stuff, but this was the first time I actually sat down and, really investigated the story, and just wow. So I came out with more questions than I did answers. I want to know, one, we're going to look at Shanann first. I want to know, why didn't she fight back? There's something amiss there. You automatically want to fight for yourself and for your own personal body, but then she also had a baby. So I want to know what happened with Shanann. I want to know what happened with Chris Watts. I just want to have a reading to kind of go, what was in his mind? Here was this seemingly happy man who had never cheated on his wife, had never, caused anybody harm, maybe just a quiet guy. And for a 2-month, whirlwind affair, he annihilates his family. Does not make sense to me. And then I want to look at his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, Nicole Kessinger, because personally, and I promise I will let the cards read and speak for themselves. But on a personal level, I can't help but feel like, I don't think she was involved with the murder, but I think she was very, manipulative and really wanted to isolate him from his family, not probably realizing he'd kill, but, she was looking up Amber Fry information. Did Amber Fry read a book? Did people hate Amber Fry? So she obviously was thinking about stuff. So there's just something snaky, shady about her. For me, that's a personal feeling. That's not necessarily what the cards are going to tell, and we will listen to the cards. So first, let's go straight into Shanann. Now, as you can see, I have 5 candles lit here tonight. I thought we'll light a candle for Shanann, for Cece, for Bella, and for Nico. And of course, as always, a candle lit from and to each and every one of us, as I'm sure you will share my disbelief in this story, my want for answers. So please, I am asking Shanann to tell me what happened, what led up to this, what actually happened. Give us something, please. Why didn't you fight back? I don't understand. Why didn't you fight back? Okay. Aww. So wishing that things could have stayed the way they were. She was really happy. There was wonderful times. She loved her children, and she just, even now, she so wishes that it could have been something different. Oh, oh my God. The cards freak me out. Honest to God, sometimes the cards, it's like having a conversation. It truly is. What went against everything that she was hoping for and wanting for and wishing for is literal death. Thank you. So much emotion. In the past, I think she would admit that she might have been quick-tempered. That I think this does not in any way, shape, or form make Shanann a bad person, or it doesn't make her responsible for anything that happened. But she is telling us, listen, I had a bit of a tongue on me. I was the one who kind of ran the house and stuff. Ooh, oh my God. On top of it is the King of Swords. Oh my gosh. The King of Swords is like, no matter what problems are put in front of him, he will find a way. If he can't go straight, he'll find plan B. And this was her seeing him literally turning into the monster. She can't understand it because underneath all of this, underneath her relationship is love. But he turned into a monster. It was something unexpected. She's literally saying, listen, if anybody was rough and tough in the relationship, it was probably me. He was, oh my God. I think she really does see him, and I certainly don't want to give Chris Watts any credit, and I hope he is crucified with the voices of his family. But here it is telling me that she hears from him. He prays. He thinks. Okay. Okay. Oh, sorry. Looking here now. Ace of Cups is found underneath the death card and the giving, the sharing. Sorry, my cards fell. So, to me, this is saying that he gave her some kind of drug because she was not able to defend herself. There was so much, like, she had just gotten home from a business trip. She just got off a plane ride. She was exhausted. The days leading up to it, she was very, very ill and not eating, and people were worried about her, and she had a doctor's appointment coming up. So, oh my God, I really strongly feel as though he gave her something that, to help her sleep, or do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel as though he must have given her some kind of medication or something because she was not able to defend. There were so many things coming after her. People are seeing her being left out in the cold, seeing her and her children being isolated, and so many prayers are going out to the family, so many prayers of hoping that they're okay, hoping that they made connection to heaven and all that kind of good stuff, because so horrific, so horrific. The Queen of Cups. Wow. even in this death, she is holding on to her emotions. And she still loves Chris Watts. She has feelings and emotions, but she's covering them up. There's something she knew. I feel as though there's a secret from the past, something she knew, something she kept a cap on, but she knew about him and she used it against him and he killed her. And this could be, they said that their finances weren't good and that they had, at one time, had to go under. I forget what that's called now. Bankrupt. Thank you. Oh my God, that sounded so bizarre, but it's just, I remember. Anyway. Wow, there's such a story just... Wow. The lovers. A union that was destined to have this issue. It was a life lesson. It was destined. She still loves him because what she knows and feels is beyond human understanding. So there's a spiritual element here of love. It's almost as though she's almost thankful to him that, now bear with me, that before coming to Earth, they had this arrangement that they would have to have this experience because they needed to learn certain life lessons. And so, even though we can't understand it on this earthly plane as to what happened, there's a spiritual element here. I really feel that with the lineup here, if you see it, we've got, thinking back in the past, but this is also giving. There's the giving, receiving, and there's a cup covered by the death. Underneath it is another cup of giving, and on top of it, she's thinking of her husband killing her. Oh, I truly believe, based on these cards, that he somehow gave her something to drink that had some kind of relaxant in it or some kind of drug or something, because she did not fight back. Not because she wouldn't have, but because whatever was in that drink stopped her. I think that he says that he woke her up. I think that yes, she knew that there was somebody else. Yes, they probably had a discussion. She cried and all that. But I feel as though she got groggy between the pregnancy, the travel, feeling sick for days before, that she just, when you go into that unpeaceful sleep after a cry, and he took advantage of her at that time. That's why I think she didn't fight back. Wow. Okay. Next, we're going to look at Chris Watts and see what were you thinking, Guy? What was going on in your mind? Was it really just about Nicole? Because the way he treated Shanann and the kids, especially Shanann, when in the story I told you that he literally says, she fell on her face and I didn't care to move her back. Like he saw her go face down and he didn't respect or love her enough to at least put her face up. And obviously we know what happened to Nico. Anyway, let's look into Chris Watts. Let's look into what led up to this. Is there any information, or what information is he not telling us? What's going on here? Chris Watts, what is happening with you? Oh my God. Oh my God. The devil. This is him being completely obsessed to the point where it was like a need for him to get with Nicole. He wanted nothing to do with his life as it was with Shanann and the kids. I mean, this is, oh my God, especially just after the reading we just did where I said in the ending it was almost like a spiritual, like it was a destined, had to happen. And now we see the devil, the dark energy. This is a man, and I truly believe there are people that are born without any conscience, and they look like normal people among us, and then all of a sudden, that's Chris Watts. Oh my God. Wow. Going across, 10 of Wands. He was feeling so much strain, so much, because when he fell in love with Nicole, it was an obsession. It was a desperate need. He needed her the way, you know, a smoker needs a cigarette. It was that much, and then it caused so much pressure. I truly believe that the pressure that was put on him was, you know, from his mom, who did not like his wife. His family didn't go to their wedding because they weren't fans of Shanann or something. I didn't really see a whole lot about that. I just know that the mother wasn't a huge fan of Shanann, but he was like a mama's boy. So I think he resented her for them not going to the wedding or being part of their lives, like in the beginning. But the strain here is going across it is like, it's not normal strain. We're at the 10 of Wands where, you know, one more thing and you're going to break. So I truly believe that Nicole, and we'll see it in the cards when we do Nicole's reading next. I know. I shouldn't try to read into him. But I truly believe that the straw that broke the camel's back was the fact that Nicole knew that he had 2 children and a soon-to-be ex-wife. And she had said, you got 2 girls, I want to be the one that gives you the boy. Now, whether she knew that or not, we'll find out, or we'll see. But I just feel like it was just pressure on top of pressure on top of pressure, and financial pressure and family pressure. And offer of a new life. He wanted to just rid himself of all problems. But he just didn't care how it happened. Here's the Queen of Pentacles in the past. Here's Shanann creating a life, creating a family, creating security in a home. This was what he truly wanted. This was what he wanted. He loved her in the past, but the devil, dark energies, dark forces, took a hold of him. Here's the Fool. Wow. The Fool. Does he do what he wants, or should he stay? Should he go? Yes, I think he planned this, but this wasn't planned years in advance. This was something he planned from the day he met Nicole and he foolishly walked off the ledge because he wanted to have a new life. I think he thought he'd get away with it because he was that narcissistic to believe he would. I think he thought he was going to have more time. I don't think he expected the best friend to make people aware, or certainly not call the police about Shanann and being missing. So I think he thought he had a couple of days there. What he would have gained with that, you know. Knight of Swords, like that's it. He rushed in. It was like within days of Shanann coming home, within that time, it was like a rush to have to change my life. I really think that the pressure he was feeling, he just felt like he had to do something, and he couldn't even think about the consequences. My God. Here's the Ten of Swords ruining everything, killing, ruining, destroying everything in his life. The Knight of Pentacles. This is the information coming in, people learning about their story. It's like the information, his story kept changing, because in the beginning he wanted to try to say that his wife his wife Shanann had killed the two kids. And so I think there was a lot of lies. So to figure out the case, it was slow and steady, but they got the information out that they needed. Page of Wands. You know, that's... I should be allowed to use a few cursey words on this video, but that SOB is using this opportunity to speak, to almost like he's creating this new adventure, this new world for himself. He's getting off on letting the information come out slow and steady. He enjoys the notoriety. He enjoys the letter writing. He enjoys the books. It's like there's an enjoyment that he gets out of it. Sick bastard. Because here he is, everything's destroyed, and here he is trying to start some kind of new venture out of this. I mean, this guy is delusional. Oh, he's going to be in prison till the day he dies. But has he found religion? Yes, he has. In his own small way, in his own sick way. You know, there's unfortunately a lot of people out there that don't use religion for their own life. They use it as a means to give excuses for what they do. They use the word of God, they use the Bible, for their own man-made needs, and that's what he does. As a man, he's a joke. But I do think that he has no conscience. He's born lacking. And again, with the hermit here, another spiritual message. Having to go solitaire, Chris having to go in jail, having that solitary life to learn his purpose. Whether we like it or not, that's his experience. And I'm just going to be completely honest here. I'm looking at this card and I'm looking at the light. I'm seeing the goodness, the God, and I'm thinking, God help me, Shanann is there, helping him, guiding him, trying to get him to atone, because she loves him. Okay, so we're going to look at Nicole Kissinger. Nicole Kissinger. Nicole Kissinger, who looked up wedding dresses. Nicole, who looked up Shanann and looked up information on her. And I don't believe that she didn't know that she was pregnant with the third baby because Shanann put everything out on Facebook, all that kind of stuff. So I just find it hard that if she was doing all that sleuthing and then Chris to be saying that she was all upset and wanted to give him his first son, which I think she used to manipulate. But I promise we're going to read the cards and we're going to read them together. I will not put my own slant on it. Okay, what happened with Nicole? Nicole. Page of Cups. She was enticing him. She didn't know of his capability, but she definitely was loving on him, enticing him, knowing that he was married. She still went after him. Crossing it is Chris walking away from everything that he had built up and was important into his life. He walked away for her. Underneath it all, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wish Chris loved me. Oh, she was hoping that somehow, we'll see how the cards come out, but I don't get the feeling like she was asking Chris to kill his family, but I do get the feeling that she was letting him know, through fights or through little things she would say that she wants to be the wife. She wants to be the one to get, like pushing them away, isolating them away, slowly but surely letting him know that her hopes and dreams was to be with him, not the extended family. In the past, she has the Page of Pentacles. So Miss Nicole definitely looked up Shanann on Facebook. She had the information. She knew what was going on. She knew more than what Chris was even telling her. She's the sleuth. She had the information. She had the ability to look and see what was on the go. She was looking up on Facebook. She was looking it up on everything. And she was using this information to manipulate Chris. 100%. Five of Swords. Winning at all costs. She doesn't care if the others get hurt. She doesn't care. It's, oh my God, this is complete dishonor. So, I mean, it's not even a judgment about she didn't just get into this relationship and she didn't know what she was doing. She got into this relationship wanting to win at all costs. She was looking up wedding dresses. Ooh. And then came the news about Shanann and the family. And she was like, oh no, I'm getting out of Dodge. She went to the police because she wasn't going to have any part of this. This is her concern for herself yet again. How is she going to be seen? How she's the hurt party. She wasn't part of this. She, oy. Around her was the Ten of Pentacles. So people were looking at making money off her. People just saw this as a money-making venture. Like, people just want to make money off her. People see this as she's like a character in a book. Wow, here she's got the Knight of Swords as well. So they both jumped in, both feet first, into this rushed love affair. I really feel that she was rushing him. She was telling him what she was willing and not willing to have in his life and how he interpreted that. I don't know that she thought he would kill. I think she was manipulating him because she was the temptation to his devil. At the end of the day, she got an offer that she did not like. It's like, even though she's a geologist, she had all these good things going for her, a beautiful woman, she still chose to go with Chris. But again, we see the cloud, the hand coming out of the cloud, as though this was destiny to happen, that there's a spiritual reasoning for all of this. I think that when we look at questioning what happened to her, this would kind of say, yeah, she probably did go into witness protection. She didn't want to. I think she was kind of hoping to be an Amber Fry and get some notoriety and some money out of this. But it ended up being that, her life just blew up on her. It wasn't what she was expecting. Did she, in any way, shape, or form, help Chris or talk to Chris knowingly about his plans to kill his wife and children? I really don't think so. I think he had, a couple of days or a couple of weeks where he was just got more pressure. How am I going to get out of this? How am I going to get out of this? And unlike most people, he just went, I'll kill them. She knew information. I think for her, this was all about lust and passion. And did she manipulate him? Yes. Did she know about his decision to annihilate and kill his family? No, I don't think so. She manipulated him 100%. But she wasn't in on the story. Very interesting. Glad I did that reading now. So that'll be our reading for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this little late night with 9. And as always, I have our Unity candle lit for each and every one of us with a special love and thank you going out to Shanann, to Bella, to Cece, and to Nico. God bless them all. All right, guys, that's it. Until we talk again, cheerio and take care.